Yes, welcome back to the show. Just as we were going into the break, we got news that Queen Elizabeth has passed away.
Yeah, indeed.
Apparently she passed away this afternoon, but
yeah.
they were waiting for her family to arrive before they made the announcement. So,
yeah, the official statement says the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow. So, of course, King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla. That'll take some getting used to even saying that, won't it?
It is, certainly, because for all our lives we've been referring to her as Queen of Britain. But yeah, they're sad
People
news.
that are
Sad
flocking
news.
to Buckingham Palace despite the damp conditions. I'm sure there will be thousands lining the mall, bouquets of flowers everywhere. As we said, some very, very sad news coming out of the UK today. We will be bringing you the latest developments as they happen.
Yeah.
We are going to be bringing you Caroline Twohig. I think is going to join us here once we just get a microphone. Obviously, hordes of people at Buckingham Palace. More, I'm sure, will try and make their way to Balmoral if possible. But of course, security will be incredible.
I would imagine that the focus will be on Buckingham Palace. The flag is already at half-mast, but it has been suspected over the last while that she had passed away, but not confirmed. And but only in the last few minutes did we receive that news that she has passed away, and now we're talking about King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla.
Gosh.
And Prince William is now first in line.
And now begins the whole protocol of how she will be buried, the state funeral. She will.
Yeah. And then coronation. And
then she will lie in state for 3 days, I believe, and visitors will be able to see their queen for 23 hours, I believe they're going to be able to visit her as she
Well, joining us now is Caroline Twohig, our newsreader.
How are you both?
So
Gosh, what a day!
So, well, as you said, some sad news, and this had been somewhat expected and spoken about today after Buckingham Palace announcing this morning that they were concerned for her health after a further evaluation of the Queen's health this morning. Now, she did meet with the new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, on Tuesday, and we saw pictures of Queen Elizabeth standing, which was something that gave people hope because they had heard about mobility issues of late. But today, this evening, it has been announced by Buckingham Palace and confirmed by the royal family that indeed she has passed away. That line that she died peacefully at Balmoral, which was her summer residence. So many happy memories there for herself and the royal family. And the royal family were called to go up to Balmoral today. So we saw these flights coming in to Aberdeen Airport and being driven by the drivers there at Balmoral. We believe that a plan was in place, of course, to get the family there, and that would be the Windsor family, her close relatives, her sons, and indeed the prince-to-be, or the king-to-be, Prince Charles, who was by her side, as was the family. So confirmed now by Buckingham Palace and the royal family that Queen Elizabeth II has indeed passed away at the age of 96.
Has any information, Caroline, been released about what will happen now in the next number of days?
There is a whole lot of protocol in place, Karen. There is going to be days of mourning, but there will be some time taken before everything kicks into place. We are going to see a lot of pageantry, we're going to see parades, we're going to see a lot of flowers. Buckingham Palace, there's already crowds been gathering there from early on today. As soon as there was concerns about her health, people started to gather because they were waiting for anything. People have been waiting patiently. But there will be days of mourning, there will be a funeral procession, but there will now be some time taken. I believe Prince Charles, the King in Waiting, will speak to London tomorrow to let people know more about those plans. But this plan has been in place for some time. As any reigning monarch of a certain age, there is always a plan in place for what happens after they pass. And she is the longest reigning monarch in Britain and the longest reigning female monarch in the world. You know, she's 96, 70 years on the throne, which was just celebrated this summer at her Platinum Jubilee, which saw 4 days of massive celebrations, you know, culminating with a huge concert. And she did appear twice on that balcony at that great age. Of course, Prince Philip, her husband, dying in 2021 in April. And we remember that very poignant image of Queen Elizabeth sitting on her own with her mask at his funeral. You know, they were married since their early 20s. They've been through decades together. Imagine the world that she has seen change over those 70 years.
Massively.
Sitting in that steadfast role, never really speaking out politically. She's accepted 15 prime ministers in those 70 years. 15. And Liz Truss, the latest, only on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible to think she was still fulfilling her duties as recently as that.
She only made an oath to commit herself to public service at the age of 21. And her father died when she was just 25. So she was flung into that role. Her father was ill, but died very quickly and unexpectedly. She knew that she was going to be the next queen at the age of 10. So what a responsibility and a life that she has led. 96 and passed away today.
Apparently, we're told that when she was a child, and of course she wasn't supposed to be the next in line. When Edward abdicated and her dad became king, she became next in line, and her sister Margaret said to her, "Oh, poor Betty.
Yes.
Your life is changing."
It is a huge responsibility. And as she would have seen, her father reluctantly had to take on that role because his brother abdicated, wanted to marry a divorcee, Wallace Simpson. So he had to abdicate to marry her. And then her father was thrown into that light. And we might remember the King's speech.
Yeah.
And I mean, her life and her family's life have been so in the media, not just in news, but in dramas.
Yeah.
You know, people are fascinated with the family. And we know what Balmoral might be like from watching The Crown. We know that they've celebrated many summers there, that she went there when she was pregnant on many of her children, that they went and hunted there, and it was one of Prince Philip's favourite places to be. We really are fascinated with the royal family, whether you're a royalist or not, and whether, you know, whatever your opinion is, people are fascinated with the family.
You mentioned Prince Philip. He passed away, and only recently.
Yes.
And many people said that she's not going to be the same because she's lost her best friend.
Yes.
And that certainly seems to pan out when we see the gap between his passing and now her sad passing.
April 2021, Prince Philip died, and we have seen a decline in her mobility and in her health since then. As I said last summer, just 3 months ago, she did appear on the balcony at Buckingham Palace to crowds who were absolutely delighted. They didn't know if this 96-year-old, 95 at the time, would be able, or sorry, 96, would be able to step out because we were warned about these mobility issues. But she did, and she smiled. And we saw her just on Tuesday smiling as she was speaking to Liz Truss. Now, people were saying she was using a cane, but she still was on her feet. What a huge thing for someone of her age. And then we have seen quite a rapid decline in those days since Tuesday. I'm sure we will find out more about her health, but today it just seemed it was a very serious situation when the family were called to Balmoral to be by her side.
That's what I was going to say. It was when, like, as Noel alluded to, Noel Cunningham at the start of our show, when you hear from doctors, when you hear from the royal family doctors, like even the labours of, you know, say Kate Middleton have been so shrouded in secrecy about when there's going to be an announcement. That was clearly a red flag, and I'm sure the newsroom was thrown into a frenzy, you know, for the rest of the day.
It's so unusual for Buckingham Palace to make an announcement about the Queen's health. So unusual that we just thought this is serious. It would have to be. They would only make an announcement when forced to, before, like when she had to go into hospital for COVID for a few days. People knew that she was going to be in hospital. There was staff there. She was seen going into hospital. She was missing appointments, so it would have become known. But the fact that they themselves came out and said this morning, very, very concerned about her health.
And that she stayed at Balmoral, and quite fitting, I guess, that her last moments were spent there.